Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a story that has captured global attention and raised serious questions about the balance of power in the skies. Reports are emerging of a high-stakes encounter involving Russia, China, and the United States, where an apparent ambush against American jets quickly turned into a shocking reversal. The details remain sensitive, but what is becoming clear is that advanced technology, strategic miscalculations, and lightning-fast responses completely shifted the outcome. This incident is more than just a military clash. It signals how modern warfare is evolving and why the skies are becoming the ultimate stage for geopolitical rivalry. The encounter reportedly began when a joint patrol of Russian and Chinese aircraft moved aggressively near a zone where U.S. jets were operating. It seemed at first to be a calculated show of force, a reminder that Moscow and Beijing are increasingly coordinating to challenge Washington's dominance in critical regions. Ambush tactics are not new, but what raised eyebrows was the level of coordination. Both Russia and China have been experimenting with advanced aerial strategies designed to corner or overwhelm American aircraft. But this time, something unexpected happened. The U.S. jets, believed to be some of the most advanced in the world, did not fall into the trap. Instead, they executed maneuvers that completely flipped the situation. Within seconds, the would-be ambushers became the ones caught off guard. Analysts suggest that a combination of stealth capabilities, electronic warfare, and precision tactics enabled the American pilots to outsmart and outpace their Russian and Chinese counterparts. What was designed to be a demonstration of strength quickly turned into a display of U.S. superiority in the skies. This is not the first time America's air power has been tested, but it is one of the most revealing. For years, both Russia and China have been investing heavily in fifth-generation fighters and air defense systems. Moscow's Su-57 program and Beijing's J-20 stealth fighter have been touted as competitors to America's F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning Roman II. On paper, the Russian and Chinese jets bring impressive capabilities. But the latest incident highlights that hardware alone does not guarantee dominance. Real-world encounters require training, coordination, and battlefield awareness, areas where U.S. forces continue to excel. Reports also suggest that electronic warfare played a significant role in modern air combat, disrupting enemy radar, communications, and targeting systems can be more decisive than firing the first missile. The U.S. military has invested decades into perfecting such technologies, creating an invisible edge that adversaries often underestimate. If Russian and Chinese pilots found themselves suddenly blinded or disoriented, it would explain why their ambush unraveled so quickly. This clash also raises important questions about strategy. Russia and China have been growing closer militarily, conducting joint drills and developing coordinated tactics aimed at countering U.S. presence in regions like the Pacific and Eastern Europe. But when two powers with different doctrines and equipment attempt to synchronize against a single opponent, the potential for mistakes rises. The U.S. military, by contrast, benefits from decades of integrated systems, joint training, and combat experience across multiple theaters. That difference can be decisive when seconds determine survival. Observers note that the encounter also underscores the importance of stealth. America's F-22 and F-35 jets were designed to dominate before an enemy even knows they are present. If the Russian and Chinese fighters thought they had trapped the Americans, it may have been because they misread radar signals or failed to detect the true positioning of stealth aircraft. Once the U.S. jets revealed themselves, the tables were instantly turned. Stealth is not just about hiding, it's about controlling the fight on your own terms. Beyond the technical side, the political implications are massive. For Russia and China, the incident represents an embarrassing setback. Both nations have invested heavily in projecting the image of rising military power capable of standing up to the United States. If their joint effort failed so publicly, it raises doubts about the effectiveness of their partnership. For Washington, it is a reminder that American forces can still assert dominance even in hostile environments. It also sends a signal to allies that U.S. commitments remain credible despite growing global challenges. However, this does not mean the danger has passed. In fact, the failed ambush could push Moscow and Beijing to double down on coordination. They may refine their strategies, seek ways to counter U.S. stealth, and invest further in electronic warfare of their own. Military rivalries do not vanish after one encounter, they evolve. Every time jets face off in contested skies, each side gathers data, learns lessons, and prepares for the next confrontation. This incident will likely accelerate that cycle. Some analysts warn that while the U.S. clearly demonstrated an edge, overconfidence could be risky. Russia and China are not standing still. The Su-57 and J-20 programs are still developing, and both nations are pursuing sixth-generation aircraft with even more advanced capabilities. They are also integrating drones, hypersonic weapons, and artificial intelligence into their arsenals. America's lead today is significant, but sustaining it will require constant innovation and investment. The encounter also highlights the danger of escalation. An ambush involving live jets, missiles, and electronic warfare could easily spiral out of control. A single miscalculation might trigger a much larger conflict, dragging nations into confrontation they did not intend. That is why these incidents, while sometimes kept quiet, are watched so closely by policymakers and military planners. The balance of power in the skies is directly tied to global stability. For the pilots involved, this was more than just another mission. It was a test of skill, nerve, and readiness. To outmaneuver two of the most formidable adversaries in the world is no small feat. It speaks to the level of training and discipline that American airmen undergo. While technology gives them the tools, it is their ability to stay calm under pressure that ultimately decides the outcome. For the public, this story is a rare glimpse into a shadowy world of aerial confrontations that usually remain classified. Most people imagine air combat as dogfights straight out of old war movies. The reality is far more complex: invisible electronic battles, stealth positioning, and rapid fire decision making that unfold in seconds. The latest incident captures that reality perfectly. A silent struggle above the clouds that could have changed the course of global politics in an instant. Looking ahead, the world can expect more of these encounters. As U.S. forces continue to patrol contested regions, and as Russia and China grow bolder in challenging them, the skies will remain a flashpoint. Every clash carries risks, but it also reinforces the message that no single nation holds absolute control. What matters most is preparation, innovation, and the will to act decisively when the moment comes. The failed ambush is a reminder that war in the modern era is fought not only with weapons, but with information, misdirection, and speed. Russia and China believed they had the upper hand, only to discover that America had prepared for this very scenario. It is a lesson they will not soon forget. For the rest of the world, it is proof that the silent battles taking place above us every day are shaping the future more than we realize. In the end, this encounter between Russia, China, and the United States was about far more than aircraft. It was about credibility, deterrence, and the future of great power rivalry. The skies may have been briefly filled with tension, but the outcome was clear. The ambushers never saw what hit them, and the world now knows just how dangerous it is to underestimate American air power.